standing by.
What's up, and welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is our 7th episode being recorded on July 6, 2017. And also, keeping in tradition, we are 161 days from standing in line for Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I'm your host, Darth Moocher, and I'm joined again with Line Talk with the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys, what's up? It's the Fallen Fett here. Thanks for jumping back in line with us. As always, we've saved your place in line. And joining us today, always fighting for first in line, we got Dark Dad 77.
Woohoo! What's up, fellas?
We also got fighting for the front of the line, Fanboy Mike.
He was once a dog from around the way. It's Mike.
Fanboy, what's up?
Can we edit that now?
Wow. No, that stays in 100%.
And of course, we have the Disney lover himself, Bootleg Joe.
Bolts and holes.
Of course, leading the way was Darth Moocher. And special guest today joining us is Scott from Nerds with Attitude podcast. Hello, Scott.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Welcome.
Thank you so much for jumping in line with us today. That's our special guest. We got a lot to go over today, lots to cover, lots of new issues to throw on the table to talk about in line. So grab your popcorn, get some snacks, and let's get straight into it, Darth Moocher.
Cool. Well, first, I want to kind of ask Scott here a few questions about he runs a podcast of his own, or not runs, but maybe joins a podcast of his own, Nerds with Attitude. So, what is Nerds with Attitude? What is the content on that?
The content of Nerds with Attitude podcast, we basically talk about anything pop culture, specifically nerd related. So, you know, movies. The Marvel Universe is big with us right now. We just had a big Wonder Woman to do, and
right.
Action Ooh, things are falling.
That's okay.
Action figures, comic books.
Okay.
They don't let me talk about books or Star Wars enough, so that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. You
temporarily defecting.
I listened, and they weren't into the Star Wars chat.
They're not into it, huh?
They're getting more into it now because with the movies and Rebels and all that.
It's almost going to be forced upon because it's like moving forward from
forced.
Yeah,
I like that. Exactly.
No pun. Well, pun intended.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Moving forward with everything that's going on with Star Wars, your podcast is going to have to start talking because that is going to be huge in pop culture. I mean, it already is, but now, you know, moving forward, so maybe you can take some influence back and say, hey, guys, you know what, we're going to have to delve into...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time something Star Wars comes up, they say, we're going to throw it to Scott, and I take it.
Go get a beer.
Exactly. Go get a beer, walk away, and you can watch Miguel. His eyes will just glaze over, and and the other guys are starting to get a little bit more into it.
Yeah,
so.
They got to get into it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you talk pop culture, that is pop culture.
I'm 42 years old, man. It's been a thing since I was 2.
Sure.
So, you know.
How long have you guys been doing Nerds with Attitude?
Let me see. Oh, geez. So 2 years?
2 years now?
2 years.
Okay.
We're on episode 40-something.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I missed the last 2. We're recording again this week.
Do you guys do it weekly, bi-weekly?
Supposed to be bi-weekly.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Supposed to be, but, you
Things
know, life
happen.
gets in the way.
Life happens all the time.
Absolutely.
We understand that. Sure.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us again, and I hope that we can bring some you know, breath of fresh air for you as Star Wars talk.
I appreciate it. Look forward to it.
Let's get into it, guys.
I'll tell you what, though. I listened to Nerds with Attitude the last few episodes,
Sure.
and it's a really solid show, really funny guys, and I really like how you guys run it and keep it loose. And though they aren't very Star Wars-centric, and when you do come on, you can feel their eyes roll through the podcast. I said, but you can tell they are coming towards it. I know you're very knowledgeable on DC specifically and Star Wars specifically, but everybody in there has a great grip of knowledge on all the things you talk about, so it's really solid.
Thank you.
Sure. And again, we're probably all interested in that stuff anyway because it goes hand in hand. Pop culture,
Right.
Transformers, G.I. Joe, all that stuff, and the Star Wars goes right hand in hand. So.
Oh, don't get me started on Transformers.
Yeah, that's your passion. Is that
no,
your thing?
it's not. My thing is G.I. Joe and the Star Wars. Those are my two things.
Okay.
Transformers is one of the side things I love.
Okay.
But man,
one of the many side things.
Sure. I don't know. You've seen my video of my room. Yes, I have many side things.
We're gonna have to take some screenshots and post it as like a competition for the best room.
You've got Scott's room there, which takes about a day to go through, and you got Fallen Fett's house here, which is wall to wall.
We took a tour.
It's crazy.
I'm sure you've posted Fallen Fett. You posted some pictures of your room and
I have a couple times. There's too many. I have too many stalkers.
Oh, sure.
A lot, so,
I get it.
You know, I usually try and ease back on what I post. So
Okay.
I usually just put all of the bootleg stuff that me and Joe get because it's easier instead of putting up the real stuff.
Sure. Well, I've been dying to ask like the guys from the RLU and stuff like that to post. I want to see collections now that I'm into it again. So my little Star Wars shelf has got nothing.
I'll give you a link to my video, and you guys can post it if you want to.
Absolutely. Cool.
So
That'd be
go for it.
awesome. That'd be fun. Real fun.
Cool.
Okay. Well, last episode we talked extensively about the Han Solo debacle.
Previously on the Sarlacc Digest.
Is it a debacle or is it a saving point at this point?
I'll start at saving point.
Yeah, go for it, Chris.
For sure, saving point. I think I said it last time, and we'll say it again as more stuff came out afterwards. We did it the day after it popped, right?
Right.
So it was pretty fresh. We all were kind of just figuring it out. But as we go on, even though we haven't seen anything or heard anything too much new, I really feel that it's the best thing that could have possibly happened. These guys weren't meant for it, even though we wanted to give them a chance to try it and see what they could do. Again, I trust wholeheartedly Kathleen Kennedy, Kat, and Larry Kasdan. Yes, those are our pals. They're going to like us, I'm sure, one day and follow us. I think they did the right thing here. And all week I've been not arguing, but having discussions on Instagram and on the internet about people, Disney this and Disney that, and they're ruining. No, man, I think they have taken great care of what we love and doing the right thing here and making sure that something doesn't happen that we're like, Disney made this a laugh fest and a bunch of junk, and these Lego guys made it into a Disney. It's not what's happening. Ron Howard coming in here is gonna save it, and they've said numerous times this week that they're still on pace for the May release. They're almost going to do it for Pride now, because from day one when they announced it, I swore they were going to go to December anyway because they keep doing it. Now they won't go to December just to save face.
Yeah,
they're going to rush.
It's going to show that they have it all under control.
Right,
is what they want because of all this backlash that they're getting. Now the only thing, right?
Yeah, right.
So yes, we're fine. So that's what they're trying to say. Exactly that. But with D23 approaching and Comic-Con approaching, there has been talk and news of everything being pushed back. Now, right now, we are broadcasting during the premiere of Spider-Man, which rumor was he wanted to go full old school and have the trailer drop to Spider-Man. So I put it out there to friends who are going tonight and to hit me up if it was shown, and I've got nothing.
You talking about
yet.
Han Solo trailer or episode 8?
Episode 8 one.
Gotcha.
So with that, because we were supposed to get it shown at Comic-Con, now they're saying they're going to push it back and not show it at all.
They're saying nothing at Comic-Con.
And nothing at D23. Is that
D23 is just going to be some talk of Han, but that they don't want to.
Yeah, right.
So everything's up for a surprise right now. So that's giving us more chatter, more to talk about right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still say they're going to push Han to December.
Well, we're hoping. We're all hoping that. But
to that point about not showing anything, what did I say in the very beginning before the first trailer? I hope they wouldn't show anything. I was hoping they would just. I just wanted to see Star Wars, the title, hear a voiceover, and that was it, and let me suffer until December. Because I would just love to be surprised by every damn thing that pops up. And it's not bad marketing when you think about it. Everybody, Spider-Man right now, how much do I have to see a Spider-Man? They released the first 4 minutes of it. I mean, and plus the trailers, I've seen too much, just like BBS. Batman vs. Superman, I shouldn't have seen Doomsday.
Yeah.
They haven't shown us jack of Star Wars. Leave it at where it's at. Keep making us talk about it. Make everybody talk about it online. It's not like we don't know it's coming
Star Wars
out.
is one of those IPs where you actually can do it. Say, hey, film coming in 2 years. Just go to movies and watch it with zero publicity.
And that would be enough. You would have every fan.
It's going to create more buzz by doing
fun,
that.
though.
It is fun. I'm sitting there itching.
Well, sure, but I mean, you got to have something that.
We'd have nothing to
Gorilla
podcast.
Walker, we talk about it.
We wouldn't have podcasts.
We always have something to podcast.
I know, but if we didn't have commercials or anything, we wouldn't have. It would be very rough. Let's just say that.
Well, that's what we're doing. They're still feeding us stuff, as Joey would put it. They're feeding us right now. Disney is force feeding us stuff.
Right now, it's
and
baby
coming up
food.
later in the thing. But as we're talking about Han Solo, we're talking about D23. So, do you guys actually think they're going to show anything at D23?
For Han Solo?
Absolutely not.
Scott, go ahead.
I don't believe they are.
Nothing at all?
I don't think so.
What
then
about
again, I'm always wrong. So
Episode 8?
Yes. Well, there was an announcement. They are going to show a sizzle reel of Episode 8.
Now it's just a sizzle reel.
Correct.
Right, like what we got for
the behind-the-scenes kind
7.
of reel.
Correct.
Right.
And I do like those. Those are cool. And I guess rumor is this is at what, like 3 minutes? And all the other ones
Something
have been
like
at
that.
2?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'd rather have a trailer, like even if it's Star Wars on the screen and it shows Han Solo, whatever coming May. rather than a sizzle reel. Sizzle reel to me is just going to be a behind the scenes thing of a crane shot of Ray running. You know, it's going to be like that
really
stuff.
dramatic music.
Yeah, and
it's really that's what makes it.
I think it's going to be very lackluster, but again, you know, it's still cool, I guess. But more importantly, D23 is going to give us the next movie announcement. What they're going to do, like, you know, the rumor is a Kenobi movie, a Boba Fett, whatever you have, what have you. But so we were supposed to get an episode 8 trailer, full trailer, but I guess they're not doing that. But since they're pulled away from Comic-Con, or they said, look, nothing's going to happen at Comic-Con, do you think D23, that's a surprise for D23? Like, here's our episode 8, this is the trailer from now until December, and then after that, it's going to be in all the movies and all that stuff.
I don't know.
Forward.
That's what's hard is they're so all over the place right now.
Yeah.
One day it's this, one day it's that.
Yeah, sure. They might be in panic mode.
You have all the
like
craziness going on with Han. You have what Chris loves. You have Ron Howard throwing major shade.
Well, I think that the confusion is not episode 8; it's just Han. I don't think we're having issues with episode 8, The Last Jedi.
We are still having issues with episode 8. We were supposed to get a trailer a while ago.
Oh,
now
I understand what you're
saying.
saying.
Trailer now sizzle reel, and we still got Mark Hamill saying that he's dissatisfied with it.
Well, I think they fixed that, though. I think he was fundamentally dissatisfied with the direction of the character when he read it, which means it's something that we're not expecting.
Sure.
Somebody had something on Twitter just last week again. He was re-asked a question somewhere else, and he says, I stick to what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
which one? The first or the second thing he said?
something up.
About
I mean, there's definitely
about
something up.
When was that? When was it? That he had said what you just said, Ernie?
Oh, that was a while ago when it very first started.
Yeah, no, I remember
during
that.
Celebration.
No, I thought this was something that was brand new too.
Well,
again, last week he said, I haven't. My statement stands.
Yeah, I mean, no, he did an interview at Celebration, like prior to one of the panels that he was on, or after the panel, saying like, they were asking about his screen time on episode 7, how he trained and all that stuff. And then he came out and he said, you know, I think the movie's going to be great, but I do fundamentally disagree with the direction of the director and the Luke Skywalker moving forward and everything. So,
but see again with our trust in everybody with Kasdan, with
like I said,
Kathleen and everybody else, Kitty Cat.
I can't get over that. That's good.
With the trust there, they're not going to let somebody blow up the legacy characters. You know, you can do stuff with Kylo Ren, with Rey and stuff, and get away with a lot of things. But you can't screw around a whole lot with Luke.
I always go back to like Return
unless you're
of the
going to turn
Jedi.
Leia dark.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi. Mark Hamill came out and said, I wanted Luke to come up with this claw earring and stuff, and we're like this. Oh, please no! Right?
Well, remember in Episode 6, the rumor was that the ending scene was supposed to be Luke putting on Vader's helmet and I am Vader now type of thing. You know, it's supposed to turn dark back then.
Right.
So,
and we still kind of
you
get
guys
that
all
with
open.
how much Kylo obsesses.
Yeah, sure.
Over.
Yeah.
Plus, you guys thought Maul was going all the way to the end of 3.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I guess
go there.
next week at
That's the
D23
biggest
is gonna pretty much open the door and tell us all, and then we'll have our 5 months to Episode 8.
I can only imagine what the Han Solo trailer is going to look like. I mean, we all saw the Rogue One trailers and how nothing in the trailers actually made it to the movie.
Very
so
true.
I can't even fucking imagine.
Very true. You
it's
can.
Cursing. Okay,
Yes.
good.
You're all right.
Cool.
You know, it's very true. And I guess, you know, are we guaranteed at that point for Episode 8 to have a Han Solo full-on trailer? Because if they're not pushing it back.
Well, the other thing they had said before, this is a few months ago,
know.
was they weren't going to release a whole lot of Han Solo stuff until after the movie comes out anyway, until after Episode 8, because they want this to be the year for The Last Jedi. They don't want to interfere.
They don't want to cross the streams at all.
It's kind of taken its own little turn anyway, because Han Solo being the drama that it going through, it is pushing it to the forefront, just like we said last episode, and what we're talking about now. We don't have a lot of Episode 8 news because we're waiting for that trailer and we're waiting for it to come out, and everything's been pretty much said already until we find like, oh my God, you know, Victor Snoke is getting a gray robe.
Theodore.
So, but
Teddy.
I do want to like. There was a thing happened last week with Ron Howard though. He tweeted at the first day of the set, and everybody was following along with Ron Howard. I'm sure we all were, and of course the first tweet was just a preliminary. You know, he's there, he's working. He's
and
got
he
the
showed
bottles.
a set of water on him.
Yeah, he's working, and so we're like, okay, it's whatever. He can't show. But there was a second tweet, and it showed him, or it didn't show him. It showed trash, like taking out the trash, and he insinuated, you know, there was the mess I'm in, but without saying anything. He didn't say anything.
That's what we inferred.
So I want to go to Joey real fast, because this is something I think Joey would appreciate, reading in between the lines of this kind of tweet of why Ron Howard would just take a picture of trash cans and put it on there. No, everybody knows. All eyes on him right now, knowing he's working on the Han Solo movie and the drama that just happened.
Maybe it's just a reminder that it's trash day and
no
trash out. I don't know.
Of all people at this table, you're going to go ahead and just go there instead of this is a bunch of shit, and
I
garbage.
forgot to take the trash out.
Yeah, maybe he's just shocked at the working conditions in the Han Solo
Well,
movie.
here's the funny thing, and I'll explain it because I saw it as soon as it went up. It was like 4 minutes in, and you see this bunch of trash, and it's a whole mess. And he's talking like it's oh, look at England here, they're not cleaning up their streets. And I had responded to him. I said, oh, look, is that the mess they left you on the Solo movie? Glad you're there to clean it up. But everybody else in there that was commenting was like, oh, that's a mess there, and that's my town, and oh, they should clean that, and blah, blah, blah. That's not, I didn't take it that way. That's not, I don't know if he was implying it.
No reason. There's zero reason why he would tweet that picture.
This is an internet troll. I am.
Other than, hey, I'm here, I'm taking the trash out, I'm doing it my way, these guys left a mess, and that's the underlying tone of this picture. And Chris, could you confirm it? Was it removed?
I couldn't find it. I went to go find it before the show.
We can't find that picture again, but it was there.
I tried Googling it right
This
now.
isn't the Mandela effect. It was there.
Yeah. It was there. Everybody saw it, and now it's gone.
I need Boots' real opinion because I think he just gave a BS
one
earlier.
Boots right on. He knows. Well, go ahead.
Oh, you took the trash out.
Stop it.
You took the trash out.
And he's gonna love Forces of Destiny in a minute too. He's just gonna.
You're right. He did take
switch character.
I think I'm gonna sit this show out because I'm gonna piss a lot of people off.
This is like this is like the reverse of the Leia heel turn. You're gonna turn good this time, right? You're gonna turn back.
No, it's just I've thought from the beginning the movie was shit.
Right. Yeah.
There we go.
Because of the acting, the actors they picked.
Sure.
I've always thought from the beginning, and I've been adamant about it, and I've even said the only reason why I'm going to go see this movie is just to chill with you guys.
Sure.
So, Ron Howard coming in, it helps.
But still doesn't change the fact that
it puts a Band-Aid on it for me.
Right.
But other than that, they still kept the same guy. They still kept the same. They didn't scrap nothing. I mean, they're gonna rewrite some stuff, but
yeah.
I would have been more supportive if they would have said, you know what, let's just wipe this whole thing clean. I know they don't got the budget for it. I know they're too far in, but why do it half-assed? If you're gonna clean something, then clean it. Don't just fucking wipe it with a napkin and then just say, okay, it's clean.
Sure.
It's not. Ron Howard, that helps.
It is throwing mixed messages out to all
Ron
of us.
Howard helps, but other than that, it's still the same movie to me.
Yeah, I think that tweet is
They did bring in extra help because they also brought in acting coaches.
Yes, they did.
I heard that happened before Ron Howard, though.
I think it was with Lords or whatever.
Yeah.
It was around that time, and
they were having a hard time.
It was like just a week before.
Because he was complaining that they were making him into Ace Ventura and all this kind of stuff.
So, which further proves my point. If you're so confident in these actors you pick, Kathleen Kennedy,
Kitty cat,
then why do you have to hire an acting coach to help this guy get Han Solo?
I 100% agree with that.
Well, that was my fault. When she texted me and asked me.
I don't know how often that happens, too, in Hollywood movies, too, if that's something that's a norm for them to even know to do that.
Okay, but here's my thing, though. This is a Disney Star Wars film. That shouldn't be happening.
We
shouldn't have acting coaches be showing up.
To us, we want it to be like, look, we don't look at numbers. We don't look at what time frame budget. We just, either scrap it. Even 5 years from now, if you give us a Han Solo movie that's going to be, our idea, of course, that's going to be great. But the business is business, And if they're trying to put Band-Aids all over, it's going to show.
Me and Chris are working on a script. We're going to send that to you guys. We'll take care of this whole thing.
Oh, you already sent it.
Now, Scott, I know you're a huge Han Solo fan. I know you have cosplay Han Solo, like a legit.
Yes.
So in your opinion, the whole thing, were you excited about this movie in the first place?
No, I think that it is suffering from the same thing that, and here I go, I am not a fan of the prequels. And the reason I am not a fan of the prequels is because
you brought this on yourself, Chris.
I do not I do not feel the need for everything to be explained.
There you go.
There needs to be some mystery left over. There was no reason for Boba Fett to be a clone of a Jango Fett. There was no reason for Jango Fett to be the template for the clone.
Why do you have to tie in all these characters?
Just
make a new character.
Exactly. There was no need for Chewbacca to be in episode 3.
Absolutely.
There was no reason. Why do we even have Christopher? I love Christopher Lee's performance, kinda. There was no reason to have Count Poo Poo in there at all. I mean, there was.
Yeah.
There's
You're
no
right. He had to
reason
replace
for
the
a
Darth
lot
Lord
of
Jar Jar, though. That's why they needed
Jesus
somebody just to
fucking
replace him.
Christ! There was no reason for that creature to ever exist.
He was the
I,
Phantom Menace.
you just made me all sad. Like this whole table, I just got here, so down.
So no, I don't think this is. I don't think they should have gone and done a Han Solo. I don't believe that the actor Alden Ehrenreich. I don't think he has the right look or sound.
No, and he's too short.
I don't know about that. I haven't seen how tall he is. But there was another actor who was in the movie The Age of Adeline, and I think you guys were talking about him before. The guy looks and fucking sounds just like Harrison
Anthony
Ford.
Gruber, right?
And Gruber. Yeah. And he was
that was
petitioning
Bootleg's
for
pick.
it.
Yep, it was.
Right.
Yep.
I watched that movie only because I wanted to see what the hubbub was about. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy is Harrison Ford. Just give him a little chin scar and we're sold. And you know what? That's what they're going to do. They're going to go in there and they're going to explain the chin scar, and they're going to explain why his hair is a little bit lighter. You know, it's just all that bullshit, man.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you when the fact that we don't need to see these, back characters or filler characters. Like I said, the Django, the whole thing, Boba Fett, and all that. It just ruins the mystery of it. And we talked about the reasons why not to have a Yoda film. Because of that same reason. You want that.
You watch yourself there,
it's
Moocher.
I'm okay with not having a Yoda film.
And it's the same thing where I
want
think,
a Yaddle film.
I think
I
said,
sure.
Nice.
I think I said last episode, it's like, I don't want them to do any character-driven movies. Just give us Rogue One. If they're going to do these Star Wars stories, Rogue One was absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Because they used the Death Star as a character, but there was no tie-ins besides the little cameos, which is, I appreciate those.
Vader, Tarkin.
Well, but they're essential to the story. If they weren't in it, it would kind of feel weird.
Right.
Those were things we said had to happen. You had to see Tarkin in Rogue One, or
so
have made
like
sense,
if they had Chewbacca running with Jin, and then he escapes last minute to go, and it's just like it's a forced tie-in. It's forced.
Yes.
And that's my biggest fear about this. This is a big test for Disney. It's Han Solo film, and it's already just been, it's making us it's making us nervous from every decision they're making so far.
Have you guys are, I know you are, you're familiar with I'm pointing, this is a podcast, an audio podcast.
Know, right?
I need to not point.
Talking to Chris.
We have faces for radio, that's why we're
exactly. The old legends.
Right.
Why not delve into, they've brought Grand Admiral Thrawn back into the canon. Why not just say, screw the current continuity where it's at right now and go back and tell a story 4,000 years ago like they did with Tales of the Jedi
Old Republic.
And I think that's coming.
Man, that would be amazing.
And we're still early.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
still early. They got to get these little things out there. Like they think they have to generate interest in Star Wars, which I never
didn't
get.
they? Okay, but aren't they petitioning for that? They had that little girl that was using the Force, and they're actually petitioning for an old EU. And they got like 20. I was on Instagram, and there was like the little girl, and she was CGI'd, and she was wrecking shop. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Is this what reference to what?
An EU, it's gonna like they're hoping that it can go into a book or a movie.
Oh, okay.
Everybody hopes everything from the old legends goes into a thing. And here's my rant again on old EU. I loved it. I read it all, went through it, no problem. And I don't mind that it's gone because it was a clusterfuck, and it was.
And
so
there's no way to tie it.
Right,
but
there's no way to tie it back into the new stuff. But to your point, you could use the same characters like they've done with Thrawn now, right? What they've done and create a new one. So if you want to go back in time 4,000 years ago and do Knights of the Old Republic with new continuity and new stuff, so it doesn't even matter 4,000 years ago. But yeah, you could do that in any of the new
Lord
stuff.
Exar Kun and Eula Keldroma and all those.
That's Revan. That's it, man.
And you could and they should, and I'm sure they will. Again, this is early. I still stand by all that stuff would be badass in an animated feature.
I agree with that.
Like the DC
direct to DVD.
And
DC
here's
stuff.
why
DC
we have to
DVDs.
wait, because it comes down to marketing again.
Sure.
We're the ones who know that, not the mass out there who Disney is trying to get. So like we said, as soon as we wait, we just need to give it time, and then hopefully it will happen.
Yeah, I mentioned everybody today. I was in a Mary Sue conversation, which again, I hate the term Mary Sue because they didn't even use it until Rey came out. Nobody knew what the fuck a Mary Sue was, but now everybody's like, it's a Mary Sue, Mary Sue. I hear it all the time. Let's see why Rey is so powerful. They're going to explain it, whether it's not an 8 or 9. Let's have a quick second here to think about it. I see Darth Surly is revved up when I said that.
No, what is a Mary Sue? What the fuck is that?
Apparently, it's an OP female character that has powers beyond that of normal.
It's not necessarily a female character. It is a character that is used to
Superman.
Yeah, they can do anything. It's a male or female that can do anything that's flawless. That comes at it from a human perspective.
Sure.
Delving into this fantastical world, who's just like the every person.
Yeah.
That's essentially.
But aren't we in a fantastical galaxy and all this stuff? And Yeah,
And
I
then
mean, he
what's
wasn't as powerful as fast. I get it. You know, he was getting shot in the ass with the remote and all this stuff. But they're gonna have a story on why she's so powerful,
And
so
Kylo
fast.
is just
and
as
can do these
powerful.
things.
It seems like too. They're
right.
both
He's
overpowered.
just a little bit more twisted in the head because he doesn't know
Sure.
if he's good or bad. And I think that's why he's a great character. And I want to say that to the day they prove me wrong.
Sure.
I think that's what makes him cool is the fact that he is unhinged and slicing stuff and bitching and complaining and mad, and everybody wants to turn around on him because he's the one that's unhinged. Jedi, straight, solid, professional, basically. Same with the Sith. Everybody's so straight edge, you can't help it. This guy's lost his damn mind. 'Cause he doesn't know where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing here is I think there's like a 5-year plan to get to where I guess us as fans and diehard Star Wars lifers is get to where we want in Star Wars because Disney bought the rights and they're opening the theme parks. They're pushing episodes 7, 8, 9 out. They're doing these things. They got to get like, okay, let's do a Obi-Wan movie or do a Han Solo movie and get those out of the way. But then the real meat, like just like what Marvel did. Okay, they got Iron Man out, Thor out, all these Captain America, and then they got into the meat of Avengers, what everybody loves.
Yeah.
They love those. What everybody's involved. You already have backstory. So I think we're going to have to get into this 5-year, 6-year plan. Fast forward a couple years after when Episode 9 is almost at our doorstep, and then we're going to see this huge picture coming forward where Disney's going to. I mean, we're going to get like I said, maybe a Revan and go back, and then they start telling these things. They have to. It's almost like you have to baby steps to a point. We don't need those baby steps, but
Baby
the
steps
world
to the
does.
fridge.
Yeah,
Now,
Baby steps to
the difference between the Star Wars universe and the Marvel universe is Marvel, you kind of already know where they're going, right? We've got the comics and years of catalogs.
We
to
know. But again,
I mean,
the masses.
I know Iron Man's not going bad. I know Captain America at some point is either going to go away, die. They're going to fight each other
You're
in Civil
right.
War. All
You're
these
right
things,
with
you
that.
kind of have a template at
I
least
understand that.
to understand. You know their origins. With Star Wars, they're building it
It's
as they
brand
go.
new.
So we're kind of like, why is he doing this?
Yeah.
What's his what's
I
his
get that.
motivation? What's her motivation? Why is she like this?
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I liked Rogue One so much too, is because not only was it a standalone movie, but it also decided to venture. It still stuck within the continuity, but it went backwards.
Yeah.
And I don't. Once Episode 9's done, are they going to continue Episode 10 in the future?
there
I
was
would like to see
rumored-
them go back in the past.
Well, there
I
was
would-
rumored that a 10, 11, 12 would be set. I mean, again, this is all speculation. This is one of those things that just talk, guys. Nothing is set in stone. But the rumor was, or the discussion was, a 10, 11, and 12 trilogy set way into the future, talking 200 years past the Skywalker lineage.
with all new
and that
characters.
really just really puts distance between Star Wars as we know it to a new generation of Star Wars fans.
But future is a problem sometimes because your future has to match whatever's written here, right? When you go 4,000 years back to Old Republic.
Yeah,
type
but
shit, you know.
that makes it easier for them to tie it in. I mean, tie in different stories and what
well,
happened.
again,
in
different stories,
between.
brand new characters.
I
and all
mean,
stuff.
that's absolutely easy to
Okay,
do.
but you
I'd
got to
imagine.
give it to them. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
They have the plan
They do.
laid out.
Yeah.
We have comic books. We have books. The movies, if you think about it, are actually doing exactly what we just said. Just like Scott said, and we've now gone back. And we got a pre with Rogue One.
Right.
This coming out, Episode 8, where is Luke now? At the first Jedi Temple. So they're touching on the past.
You're going to imagine a story coming up eventually.
Exactly. It's just part of their plan that they have to follow in order to go along with.
Yeah.
How are we going to make money? How are we going to market it? Toys, clothes, books, soundtracks, everything. So they've already started. We got comic books. We got books. We got clothes. Her universe is just taking off. They've given her full reign.
Wow.
I mean, they're touching everything perfectly. They are. And if they didn't make us upset from Bootleg Joe to Scott to the 50, it's 50-50 down the line, then they wouldn't be doing it right.
Right.
So they got their 50-50, and they're doing a good job. We got the parks opening. We got, more stories coming out. You're right. We don't need a Han Solo movie. That's where I'm saying I hope they don't fuck this up and that they give us maybe, like we talked about before, okay, show us how he got the Falcon. Show Lando in there. Was it a bet? Was it a race like they're talking about supposedly? Are we going to see the Kessel Run? That's just there. That's easy.
Sure.
We know the basis of it. We know who he is as a character. Hopefully they'll do this and then they'll stop.
Well,
and they'll give us something else.
They're gonna stop, and what they're doing is they're closing all the plot holes. They're taking from the past 40 years, like with this Force of Destiny's cartoons that are coming out. Yes, it's tied into a toy line, but what if you really look at like the Leia parts? They're plugging in these holes, and it's like, okay, here it is. End of story. Here it is. End of story. And I think that's what the Han Solo movie and Rogue One obviously did it.
Correct.
And so, but I think what we're so attached to Star Wars as is, and from all our whole lives, going a whole set of new things. Like I said, the danger zone for I think Star Wars is the 200 years after all this stuff is. Yes, there's stories in there, but a brand new sense of the brand new use of the Force. There's no more Jedi. There's no more Sith as we know it. It's this whole new thing.
But if you notice, they're giving it to us little by little.
They are.
What Kylo's doing is new.
Yeah.
The Force freeze. What we have in the
That was
new
cool.
Battlefront
That was
2
badass.
of the,
Force
of the
freeze was
EA game, there's going to
30
be
seconds into that movie.
Right.
there's going to be new moves in the game that make it canon, as they say. So then we can see it on the screen and be like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
So see, they know what they're doing, and they are giving us to a little. So if we do jump ahead,
Yeah.
they can rewrite it as they want, and we have to
Just
accept it.
like Force Awakens was 20 years or 33 years set after Return of the Jedi. There's that huge gap.
Correct.
And the books, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, is the books are only 10 years before Force Awakens.
Bloodline was 10 years before.
Yeah,
Force
so
Awakens,
not Ray, Kylo and Luke are still doing their thing. He's not bad yet. The Snoke is not around yet.
I think
Like,
that's probably going to be the turning point because in Bloodline,
They're waiting
spoiler
for it,
alert was the galaxy found out and Ben
Correct.
found out about Vader. Nobody had
that's what-
known for 20 years.
Correct.
Only Han, Leia, and Luke knew.
Yeah.
well, I want to know who has the burnt Vader mask,
And
Leia or
Ahsoka.
Luke. Somebody has it. They're
Right.
all on Endor.
Or,
It's Maz Kanata. She'll tell you later.
or Theo. Theo Snoke.
Theo.
Theodore the Third.
Yeah. No, but the Han Solo thing, I mean, no, we don't need it, but you're goddamn right I'm going to be there opening
course,
night
yeah,
in the
yeah,
line.
you know.
I'm going to see the movie. God, I hope I love it. I really do hope I love it. Because Rogue One I went into with really low
I
expectations.
think we all did, and it was a huge
and
shock.
I loved it.
It was
Yeah.
great.
It was fantastic.
It was great, and it made like when we were standing in line for Last Jedi, we were so psyched.
When you were standing in line behind us.
Sorry, Last Jedi, Force Awakens, Last Awakens in front of you, but
That time.
yeah, listen,
That
Oh,
time.
behind us. Oh, behind us in TFA.
200
We
D.
we were so psyched about the continuation of the story, and we walked out of there going, "Wow!" And then Rogue One, we were like, we don't understand it yet.
Yeah.
It's the best movie I never
And
needed to
yeah,
see.
and then we walked out there. I
Right.
go, "What
We
did
all
we just
felt that way.
watch?" Like seriously, like what? This was like put so much faith, back into Disney. Yeah, so Last Jedi had its problems. Last Jedi, I keep saying that because I'm so psyched for the movie. So, Force Awakens had its problems, in my opinion, and I can go into that later, another time. But Rogue One, I can't see any. There's no problems for it. So
No.
I'm sure
It
someone
made
could
4
find
new
something,
again.
So.
Yeah.
Just like we said, it made 4 new again.
Did you
As
not?
soon as you
Every
watch it,
time
and
you
you
wanted
look
to
at
go
it
right
different.
into watching New Hope.
And honestly, and when you read Catalyst, it makes Rogue One completely
My
different.
God.
and
It's
it
the
puts a
same
new
way.
urgency into A New Hope that
Yeah.
was not there before.
Exactly.
I mean, that movie it's 40 years old. It is a little slow. I
Right.
love it with all my heart, but it's a little slow. You watch Rogue One, then you go into that, and you're like, oh, fuck. Come
Completely
on. Let's
different.
go. Let's go.
Don't waste what they did.
Yeah.
Get this over there.
My my faith in them is definitely improved. I mean, honestly, I was really I worried about Rogue One, and when again, like everyone said, when you walk away from it, it is like the best thing
Yeah.
to have.
I hadn't come out of a movie like that in a long
Long
time, and I
time.
always want to. Every
Stunned.
Marvel movie,
Wait,
every
we
DC movie, I
sat
want to come out there
in
pumped.
our seats for a while.
We did. We're just
Yeah.
like, what did we just watch?
right, and
Yeah.
we were just like,
So I touched. Okay, so I touched on it a little bit. So the Forces of Destiny little
Oh.
mini series cartoons have been coming out daily. Again, these are little, I guess, traditional animation.
You want me to hit it real
Right.
fast? Okay, well,
Let's do it.
You can call it traditional animation. It reminds me of the Clone Wars shorts that came out before Episode 3,
Correct.
which I loved.
but these serve a purpose now.
Well, so did that. That was canon for a minute, and okay, we won't get that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, I get it.
At first, you're like kind of mad because this is you might think this is forwarding somebody's agenda, or oh, here goes Disney, doing all these things, and you see it on the internet a lot, everybody complaining. But once you sit back and realize it, and Fallen Feder reminded us, Ernie reminded us, this is for a toy line.
yeah.
Okay, when you realize these are 2-minute commercials, 16 2-minute commercials, 2.5-minute commercials, and you watch them with that, and not thinking these guys aren't. It's not necessarily forwarding the story. Everybody talks about it being canon, and I get that. I'm big into canon. Everybody knows that in the lore. But when you look at these, it's just short stories that are filling in little gaps. Nothing major. It's not going to be some huge plot piece they're going to use in the movies going forward. But they're just little pieces to add things. And to honestly, they're marketing these new toys to little girls so they can get into Star Wars too. We already buy the damn toys. You
I
don't need to
know.
market to us,
Like,
right?
no, I get
This
it.
is
Right.
a different
No,
marketing.
this is
getting
a whole.
They're trying to
direction.
expand the bajillion-dollar
This is-
brand and
yeah.
make it even bigger. Good for them.
you saying that though. I mean, when everybody's out there shitting on it though,
They are, but
this
did
is
you-
why,
did you-
but they
this
really
is
are.
why-
It's
but
like
did,
it's
but
not.
did you watch it? Did you watch
Yeah,
it?
I absolutely
Okay.
did.
So the first one, meh, at best, right? The first one with Rey, and again, it got to the point where like, oh, this is kind of she's a little OP on this one, right? She's jumping on top of the AT-AT. She picks up this piece of thing throws to this monster, and it must weigh a good 100 and something pounds to be that size, and she just chucks it at him. You're thinking, well, why is this happening? What's going on? It's just filling in a little bit of gap with her and BB-8.
Sure.
The next one with Leia, little bit better, right?
This is the
But
best
today's this is how you know where we're recording. Today's was Ahsoka. Well, Ahsoka just looked natural to me. Again, I mentioned this today on the internet and here before the podcast. We're used to seeing Ahsoka animated. That's her natural state.
Right.
You know, so with Ashley Eckstein doing the voice, Anakin's regular voice in there, Yoda's regular, everybody was perfect. I didn't mind Ahsoka's one little bit. I'm used to seeing her that way, and I liked it that way.
But people are, of course, bitching, as they do, about Anakin's look. Who gives a
yeah.
shit?
Yeah, again, look where it's marketed. So
Right.
now, minus the scar, because we are all about scar talk. He didn't have the scar. Probably could have had
I
the
didn't
scar
even
with
notice
his
that.
right eye.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah. I looked by him because I knew it wasn't his show. It wasn't his episode, so I
Right.
wasn't worried about him and Yoda. I was worried about Ahsoka.
Sure.
And you know what today did, actually, which is funny, makes me realize I do give a shit about Ahsoka. And
I didn't at the beginning of Clone Wars, but by the end of her arc on the Clone Wars, you bet your ass.
The
I
arc
did.
was
Yeah.
fantastic. I
Yeah.
think it was the 6 seasons leading up to her whininess and disregard for Anakin. Everything Anakin said,
Oh, come
she
on,
did the
Sky
opposite.
Guy.
It got
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
and boring. It got boring. To me,
Yeah.
it got really old. Like, Ahsoka's not going to do that, dude. Go over here. Oh, I'm going to go around and do it. And she did it again today in this episode. It was like, yes, the traditional Ahsoka's back, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it did feel like one of those filler episode
So,
Clone
so you
Wars.
see how they're
and
marketing, who they're marketing to, and everything else. I actually could see an Ahsoka movie in the future. I didn't think I could until
I
today.
appreciated
Yeah.
the
Just hit me.
Leia episode more than you know, because again, it's goes back to the original trilogy, and now we know.
And you
you
really
know,
wanted to know how she got that dress.
Yeah, it was one of those things I could check that off now. You know, my walk, I could check off that plot.
Okay,
hole.
here's the best way to explain it. As I told you guys, it was for a toy line.
correct.
To get the girls. But like you said, did we watch it? Yes. So how
Absolutely.
are they going to pull us in? By giving us basically what we're watching are deleted scenes turning into animation.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And they're going to
Perfect.
fill in. I mean, we got Grandmaster P. Sorry, Pablo Hidalgo. He's behind this as well, too.
Great.
You know, and so
Bobs.
with that being said, they know what they're doing once again. I know that you were upset about it, like, okay, I don't like this, and I was like, give it a chance.
I did.
Like, because I read into this a lot for, you know, when I was looking into it for Toy Migos of what type of line is this? Because I saw them, and all of a sudden I see dolls, literally. And I know that's funny. Our show's not, they're not dolls, but that's what they are.
were,
They're like
yeah.
Barbie dolls.
for sure.
And they
They're
come
not
with
dolls,
an
but these
R2. Right.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and that's where I was reading where they were going to fill in spots. It was going to be canon, and it was just little things to fill in for you. But from a little kid's perspective, they're watching a cute little cartoon. But obviously, when they keep watching it and repeating it and looking at it, they're going to know a part of the story
yeah.
I think,
filled in.
I think this
Yep.
this proves to this again the grand scheme, Disney's grand plan is there's enough to go around for everybody. This is something that yes we're going to consume, yes we're going to talk about it, because again, if it was just a commercial, we would just kind of pass over. But it is plot. It's doing kind of creative things with the plot holes and deleted scenes. There's enough. The comics are for like that hardcore fan that wants to see the violence and the real tempered men of Vader and all that stuff going forward. The books are for, you said, like introducing grand story arcs but not spoiling the movie lore. So at first I was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, just a marketing ploy. Of course it's a marketing ploy, but I wasn't that excited until they actually came out. I'm like, yes, you know what? It is what it is. There's enough for everybody to go around.
Yep.
This
Right.
is for
Once you
geared
accept
to our
it, it's
certain
better.
demographic that we're gonna look at. Like Joey Bootleg doesn't want to. He always mentions, I'm not gonna consume anything everything Disney gives us, because he has a set one in his mind what he wants out of Disney. And I think that this is proven to, like I said, there's a piece for everybody in this. You can appreciate it, or you can just say, hey, it is what it is, and then move on.
And we're getting everybody's piece, but I still want them to fill Bootleg's piece. I still think that's a great idea. And what we're talking about,
Yeah.
Scott, is that Bootleg wants
I
a
wanna know what
Vader-esque
he's getting
comic
filled.
of more, though, like the DC animation. How those are good and like that.
Right.
We need some Star Wars animated
Oh, yeah.
movies coming through like
Yeah.
Vader with the violence, with things happening, adult-based. Even if we have to just go buy it on Blu-ray instead of it coming out, being
Done.
shown somewhere,
Absolutely.
then that's fine.
Absolutely.
Because you purchasing it, knowing that is more not towards a kid. I'm sure right away we'd have those right-wing moms. Oh my God, I bought this for my kid. Why wasn't there? But that will go away quick. We're always going to get that.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing out of this formula missing. So he does have a good point.
Mhm.
But with those, it's also good because the shorts, I guarantee when Rebels starts up, they're going to be shown in between Rebels. Like I was saying, they're like those little Disney cartoon snippets in between your commercials that you watch and you see it, and it's going to see something.
The little Pixar animation before Cars starts or something like that.
Right.
Speaking of the Vader, have you read the Vader series that's current?
Yeah, we're current on that.
That's badass. That's second
Sterling's
issue.
face got all happy. Look at him.
I've read it. I read it, and we were all right here when we read it all together. We had story time.
The first, she won the story time.
Darth Sterling was on my lap and we were going over it.
I mean, you know what? This is the way. It's not that I hate those, the Force of Destiny things. It's just, it's not for me. It's for it's for the 8-year-old little girl who's always wondering why she can't play with her brother's Star Wars toys. Well, now she's got her Star Wars toys.
Right.
I will say one thing though, dude. The one thing that I got from Force of Destiny, dude, was one of the fucking hugest laughs I ever had in my life was when I saw that Chewbacca, dude.
The figure, the actual figure.
Oh my god!
Well, at least it's giving you content.
He's got like Aquanet in his hair. It's all
it's like Chaka.
He
Land of the Lost Chaka.
Exactly like Chaka, dude.
It's Chaka.
It's
I was like, where's the
least
stone soup?
Yeah. Well,
You're
that's
right.
your boss. That's your boss. So that's basically.
You know what?
If they make a
Again.
boss character, we'll get Sleestack. So
that Chewie is
definitely
rough, man. That
but
Chewie
you
is
know what,
rough.
Joe? You made a great point of saying that they're feeding it for the girls and everything, and it's because they can't play with their brothers. But hopefully, that exactly was what needs to be changed. And in the Star Wars universe, is one thing that has always happened: girls can be Jedis. Girls do want to be like Han Solo. So me seeing this cartoon being put out saying and the dolls are for girls, I'm glad, because then it gives it more open than just those nerd girls who dress up and be Jedis who do that. Evil Diva had a great point. We were in the store in Walmart just last week, and these parents walked by with their kids as we were toy hunting, and the girl grabbed a saber, and he said, "No, that's a boy's toy. Let's go to the girls' aisle."
Gotcha.
And Evil Diva said, "What the fuck are you doing? You're doing it wrong."
Yeah.
Like, there is no
Have you
such
seen
thing
Star
as
Wars?
that. And she handed the girl the saber. And he's like, yeah.
My niece, she's 4 years old, and all she wants to do is grab the lightsaber and play Star Wars with Uncle Scott. So, that's parenting
and
done
anybody
right.
from
Why
Disney
can't you?
if this would come across their ears, they'd be like, "That's why we did it."
My
See,
young-
that's
my
what
younger
I'm
sister
saying.
grew
That
up with
ex-
Star Wars around me and had all the toys. Matter of fact, she sent them to my boys. All the toys she still had, she sent them to my boys. When they were a little older, when she was growing out of them and they were growing into them. That was awesome, and she grew up like that.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Joe's right. This isn't for everybody.
Right.
But what they're trying to do is make it more open to the masses
enough to
to
go
be
around.
accepted.
Yeah.
For those moms who are still stupid right-wing moms trying to say that's a boys thing. Star Wars is a boys thing.
Here's
no,
your
it's
easy
not.
bake oven.
Here you go. Here's your dolls.
See, without
Here's your-
these figs, like I had asked my niece, and I said, "Who do you want to be for Halloween? What do you want to be for Halloween?" And she goes, "I want to be Jyn Erso." And I was just like, "That's super
But
dope."
she-
And see,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
honestly without that. I mean, this is just definitely going to boost into the girls land, and so that's super dope.
I'll probably
And
be
Disney, and they are super smart.
If you be
Settle
Ahsoka,
down,
then
Darth
I'll be the Jabba dancer.
Nice.
The big one in the green.
Ula.
Yes.
No,
Ula.
not Ula. The other one.
The other one.
Guys,
Why? Because she's fat? I was actually
no.
talking
you
about
just
Ula.
settle down.
Thanks, Darth
This is
Moocher. You
going
just
too
called me
far.
fat on the
Oh,
show.
man, I was
All
I just
right.
wanted to
Nice.
see you with six.
I meant
six
Ula.
breasts.
It already looks like I have 4, so we just got to paint 2 in the middle, and we'll be set.
Ernie,
That's
I
why.
was just saying that you couldn't pull the talons off. It had nothing to do with the other dancer. I
was
was
a-
looking at aesthetic issue.
My talent is just fine. Thank you very much.
So was somebody going
Those,
to be the
those are
Twilight?
Lecus, by the way. Just come on.
Bit fortune.
This. Help me out.
So no,
It's
so you
okay.
guys going now. Okay, so yes, we like some of them, we didn't. I want to jump into them and let's break them down real quick. The first one was just, I think that was a little tease, a little
was.
open the door, like you said. It was kind of eh.
Yeah.
The second one, I want to delve into that because I'm such a Disney freak. That went straight to the Star Tours ride that I wish they would still show. So what happened in Star Tours right before Episode 7 came out and they redid Star Tours, they had a certain episode in there with Finn in the Falcon showing, and they showed the Junkers.
Yeah.
So what they showed right up to that point, it seems like in Star Tours was right after. So they're still tying it together.
Mhm.
Sure.
She called them junkers. The ones who they show there animated were in this clip. That's why I wish they still that was one of the ones you would get, but they
Well, see,
took
like
it,
you said,
they took it away.
Yeah, I don't know why they
P
did.
Hitty don't mess
Right.
around.
Yeah.
No, and
Yeah.
also the first two episodes were about Rey and BB-8, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and if you going back to Force Awakens, when remember when Unkar Pluck offered her the 50 portions, Mike, for BB-8,
portions.
she had that change of heart. Well, this kind of gives you more of a sense of why she's getting attached to BB-8 more. So these
Exactly.
cartoons are given that. That's
Yeah.
so I get that.
Because
Out of
in
it
the
too.
book, you realize that Unkar Plutt did. Yeah, you just mentioned that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know, what I mean, it's
Because
it
in the
explains
movie,
why.
it's like at
In the
first
book
she
it
didn't want.
explains.
She was like, "Go here, go there,
And I
get
thought it
away
was
from me.
60
Oh, you
portions.
can only
50.
60.
Mike, what is it?
60.
23 portions. 5
It is
portions.
60.
It is
60.
60.
He
I
said
know.
portions.
Yeah.
Sounded legit.
It's the
Come
way
on,
you
it was
said it
the
made it okay.
passion.
Oh no, you told
It
everybody
was
they were
behind-
wrong. That was
yeah.
awesome.
So no, you're
Right.
right.
We're jumping ship.
So see, once again, they're tying in,
Yeah,
just
and-
like you're saying, and
I
it is
appreciate
good.
that because I was
The
like,
escape
now I
pods.
understand why she had that change of heart. Just those little two snippets.
Exactly.
So there, yeah.
But what I wanted
Go
to
ahead.
say was they're not just doing stuff because. So then, obviously, Scott, you've seen that one when it first showed, right?
Yeah, I watched them all.
The Star Tours one that
Oh,
I was
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about.
When
Right?
they
Yeah.
had
So
Finn
that
on
went
there? Yeah.
led right to it. These
Yeah.
junkers and all they do on Jakku is get junk and do this
They
and do
take
that.
the little logo of the Star Tours ship off and
yeah,
everything.
exactly. So that's really cool that they showed that because me being a Disney head and a Disney fan, I knew right away. Whoa, that was right to that scene. Cool.
Yep.
So see, that's what I wanted to explain on the show, and then
Cool.
going next,
Cool.
and then we had Leia, like you said, was a good one.
Leia,
I thought that was cool.
It was a throw. I just had that,
That was
nostalgic
awesome.
going back to the whole thing. Yeah, it was ultra cartoony, with Wicked, taking down 2 stormtroopers and whatnot. But hey, the littlest Ewok took. Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, that was the one part, and I get we're in a film
Cartoon,
universe
yeah.
where you can hear sounds in space and fire in space, and people have magic powers, sorcerer powers, and all these things. I get that.
It's the midichlorians.
and light can bend, and we have midichlorians. I get that. But this Ewok weighs all of 90 pounds. You got two full-grown stormtroopers in gear. This son of a bitch didn't just lasso their feet
Right.
over a tree and land on them.
monkeys and gorillas.
He pulls them up,
Come on.
right? And then they start to fall down, and I'm like, okay, at least they figure out the physics. That'll be a joke. I'm good with that. Then they leveled out and weighed out the scales of justice. I'm like, oh, come on, you can't.
Maybe
Just
Ewoks did just
give me
hide their
that.
fat well.
But
I don't know.
again, you go to it's a
muscle.
cartoon.
Weighs
It's for
more.
kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm okay with it. I got over it
And
real
that's
quick.
how Leia got her dress and her feather
That's
and
the
her
cool
hair.
part.
tied in
That's
that.
the
it's
cool
tied in
part.
that-
Cool.
Yeah.
That gap where
Once you see that, you get over the other
Yeah.
part because you
when
guys
in
the
the
kitty
village,
part.
we're in the village and she comes out. So now again, we.
That was pretty
checklist,
Ewoks the
off the wall,
cartoon-ish.
hey, now we know.
Yeah.
Another thing that we started talking about with that was the voice of Leia.
Correct.
Now,
That was
getting
the same
into
voice
that,
for what?
Rebels.
The same girl
Rebels.
that did in
yeah.
Rebels.
So that's
That's it.
good that they're keeping everybody the same.
Continuity.
So jump into that. The next one is Ahsoka, which was great because it did seem like the old animation of the Clone Wars and everything. But this is where now I hope a lot of people figured this out today and lay the rumors to rest. Hopefully it's true, but this had to be the reason why. Everybody was talking about how she went in and the one who does Anakin's voice, and they're coming back in Rebels Season 4.
No.
They
Oh,
were
no.
recording. No, it was
Yeah.
for this episode.
Matt Latner, who does Anakin's voice, he's
Right.
on the show Timeless.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's booked.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but
There's-
I knew, again, ahead of time of when I was researching all this, that they were doing an Ahsoka and an Anakin one real quick.
I didn't.
But
cool.
so with that, what I'm saying is when I started seeing those rumors, I knew it was going to be for the Forces of Destiny. I really don't think. I think she's coming back. I don't think Anakin's going to be shown.
Unless it's in like they did before,
The
like
flashback?
was it a flashback or was it a holocron or was it some kind of transmission or something that showed weird looking Anakin in the Clone Wars, or I'm sorry, in the Rebels
that was
episode.
Rebels was when she saw his face through the mask, and
Yeah.
then
They
she was
fought.
hearing the voice in the
Right.
background.
Right.
So
They
they,
kind of-
they used his voice
You're right.
in the
It's got
background.
like some
Right.
kind of throwback, but it's not going to be like a whole episode of Anakin. And
Right.
yeah,
No.
I think
Right.
that's over with.
Another thing, though, that I wanted to point out in the episode, did you guys catch the tree in the background?
Yes.
I was just waiting
Yes,
to do
yes,
it.
yes.
Okay,
the
yeah.
tree.
So obviously, see again, and now we get Luke at the tree.
Because that was the
and-
ceremony point where Yoda and
Right.
in Shattered Empire, they took the two trees.
trees.
You
Yes,
know.
for Poe.
Yep.
So there has to be something with trees. I
Man.
mean, like, I don't know.
Well, Yoda's tree on Dagobah, it's a tree.
Right.
It wasn't a cave. We can always
Right.
say cave. It's a tree.
It's
Yeah.
a tree.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
I just rewatched.
Now Luke's in a tree.
Right. This past
Yeah, right.
this past week, I rewatched a lot of the old Clone Wars episodes, and that tree was focused on so heavily in those episodes in the last 2 seasons too. So they really are driving home this whole tree thing.
Yeah, so to make it a deal in
fuck
both
is with the
Clone Wars,
trees?
Rebels, Shattered Empire, right here in Forces of Destiny, everything here on Octo 2. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. If they don't, that'll be a letdown. Right? If we go 2 more movies and we don't hear about this fucking tree,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pretty upset. Like, what was your beef with the movie? This fucking tree. Why is it?
Yeah, he did not to heat. That's supposed the first Jedi Temple supposed.
Is the tree
One
correct?
up
yes.
at least.
It's
He was
supposed
searching
to
for.
have, yes.
He was searching for the
No,
first Jedi.
right,
Temple. We
yeah,
don't know
no,
if he
right.
found it.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So, but we're assuming that's where possibly one of the first ones where.
No, one of
right.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
well,
no,
if the books aren't in the Bentu, then it's
Well, I thought
tree.
he went off to after Kylo Ren turned
threw him
bad.
off-
He
I threw him
ventured
off
off to
several
find the
guys.
first Jedi Temple. Is that confirmed that it's Octu?
No, I think it's confirmed that he's looking.
That's it. He just
We don't
went
know if
there.
I think it's supposed to be Octu.
Is it the first?
Okay.
Jedi
Is
Temple?
the first
It's
Jedi
supposed
Temple.
That's
to
something.
be.
Again, take notes and we'll have to
and
get
again
that
with
question
the
answered.
the
Yeah.
creatures
Yeah.
that we saw
Right.
from that Clone Wars episode where I talked about the,
The little
dark and the
owls,
light.
the
Yes,
little Furbies.
Mhm.
that they're all over this island.
Yeah.
So
There's also supposed to be some kind of giant type of creatures
Sea
that
monster.
live
it's
in
the sea
bee-
monster that
uh,
she fights.
Or there's something in
Oh, is
the
that it?
beehives that live, because Skellig Michael actually has some beehive huts on there, and these creatures actually live in those.
So they
That's
just
the
use
rumor.
them because
Oh.
they can't move.
That was that also the same thing? I mean, was that the same thing about like dragons or like a dragon or type or like a flying beast that was
It
also?
keeps going back and forth. Like it can manifest in different ways. I think and it's kind of like Vader manifested to Luke.
That's
in
what
the
they're-
tree on Dagobah.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're
Everybody
saying.
gets
All right,
like,
okay,
oh,
okay,
flying
yeah.
dragon. It's like no, Star Wars always had cool creatures. Rancors do back no. So
I said
They
like.
need to. They
no,
need to
no,
have
no.
cool
I'm just saying like
creatures.
before anybody says like,
Okay, just to
what's a
clarify.
dragon, a
I
sea
said
monster? It's
like.
like no, Star Wars is creature
Even
heavy.
even
man.
on Camino,
yeah, yeah.
they had the
flying.
flying
Right.
beast things.
Well, I'm just
and-
saying like
Yeah, if there was ever going to be a problem, it was those guys coming out of the water with the guys riding them.
Right.
we
you
didn't
know,
we didn't get that
that
in
was cool.
on The Force Awakens.
No.
You know,
Yeah, you're right.
beasts. You know, that's been always parts.
Oh,
of
we
it,
had the
so-
roly poly thing.
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
What the fuck was that thing called again? The Rathtar.
Oh,
There
yeah.
we
That
go.
was the beast segment of Force Awakens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I'm
Yeah,
excited about
that was-
getting
with
back
the
to some
actual
big
sound
creatures.
of Indiana Jones rolling ball.
It
That's
was,
nice.
Did
yeah.
they really do that?
Kind of
It was mixed in with it.
Yeah,
Going
that was the
awesome.
very first one where they showed Han and Chewie. The whole
Yeah.
thing coming at them was
They use the sound
was
effects
the
for
ball.
That's
from
awesome.
Indiana
not-
Jones.
That's
I
cool.
love
Yeah.
it when they do that, but not when they put Daniel Craig as a stormtrooper. But I love that.
That doesn't bother me because you didn't see his face.
No,
it didn't
It's
matter.
it's just the point that never mind. It's
Well,
just the point that
Kevin
Hollywood
Smith
put
was
their,
a
put their grips
stormtrooper.
on it, huh?
Kevin Smith was a stormtrooper.
Was
Yeah.
he?
Yes.
He was the voice of the stormtrooper that said, "It's a resistance" or something
Yes.
like that.
Okay, well I don't like that either. But
Why? Because you're supposed to be silent.
no,
Oh.
just again,
Didn't.
like I just don't like.
Wasn't it Backstreet Boys or NSYNC that filmed for Phantom Menace? Or,
No,
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
It was in
Yes.
sync.
And
That was
Sync. But they
it
got
was in
cut,
sync.
right?
did.
Yeah.
That was different because they got cut, and you said deleted scenes aren't canon.
No, I didn't say they were canon. I said they were there, and you hate that
You
shit.
said
Stop yourself.
deleted scenes aren't canon.
Can we make note though that Chris is the one who brought that up?
In sync?
Yes, that he knew that. Were you hoping that they were there?
It's lore. I got to know the background and shit. You know, you
It's
gotta
all
know.
for study purposes.
Yeah. I was on their fan page, so I knew. Shut the fuck up.
So is the Force of Destiny? Do you guys know if is it running 16 days straight, or are we going to get like 4 here and then 4 here and then
It's
Kinda like going-
supposed to go
spreading it
daily.
out?
I think it's
yeah,
supposed to
weekends
go.
too? Just
That's what
kinda
I'm saying. And
rolling
then
through?
I
think
think,
so.
like I said,
Yeah.
once Rebels starts,
I
it'll be shown on Disney
I
Channel
think
in
the
between.
first 8 episodes, and then it's supposed to transition for the second 8 episodes over to Disney XD. That was what I heard.
Oh, so 8 online and then
8 on
the
XD.
rest on the XD.
Yeah,
And
That'll
then
be
when is season 4 coming out? Rebels? Do you guys?
not soon enough. I have
Sep-
no.
We'll
Is it
find out next
September?
week.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
So
I
another.
thought it was September-ish.
Supposedly, but
Probably.
they've kept
Because
it
that would
quiet.
end right about
Uh-huh.
if they did it right without a whole bunch of big ass breaks. You
Right.
could end it right before the movie comes out.
before the movie
so.
comes out.
Not that you have to. Rebels is
So
Rogue One time frame.
going back to D23 again. That's next weekend, the 14th, 15th. So there's a few announcements, and I know that the season, as far as animated projects go, this would be their latest one, The Forces of Destiny. Season 4 Rebels, we know that's coming to an end, and I think another thing coming in that same line was supposed to be announced was another announcement of an announcement that of a brand new animated series.
Yes.
Maybe taking place in between Return and Force Awakens in that era.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I
kind of
love
like that.
idea.
So that was again rumored, and hopefully we get all kinds of information coming out of D23 since Disney and Star Wars and all that. It's all happy married stuff. So Comic-Con is almost out now when it comes to exclusives, when it comes to like movies or special announcements.
Well,
they're
and
pulling out of that.
they could get Mark Hamill. He does voice acting. I
Right.
mean, and we have no background on what he or Ben were doing during those years
Right.
afterwards. So, I mean, why not have a Luke-centered cartoon? Wouldn't that
Jedi
be
Academy.
badass?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Holy
Yeah,
shit, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much potential as far as animated projects they can go into, and I'm really looking forward to what comes after Rebels.
Yeah.
Because I think they've beat the Clone Wars over that thing, the whole even Anakin, and so they
So
beat that
awesome.
over. It's great, but I don't think there's much you can tell that unless you go off with like Rogue Jedis
If
and
you've
stuff.
gone, yes, exactly.
yeah,
Somebody
so-
asked about another Clone Wars movie. Well, we've got enough Clone
Yeah,
Wars
it's
material.
it's done.
to hang.
It's done.
Unless they wanted to redo the original animated series, the last couple of episodes where it was the Chancellor being kidnapped and the whole
Grievous
bit.
getting crushed by Windu.
Yeah.
yeah. That's the one piece I missed from that.
That was
whole
those
thing.
no-
I was
The
okay
lost
with Dirge.
episodes?
I'm okay with Dirge not being canon.
No,
all
that
stuff.
was
I'm
the
okay with that.
that was the Cartoon Network
Remember the little
shorts,
cartoony
the
one?
5-minute shorts.
Oh, right. Yeah, that just kind of floated into
Yeah.
the next.
And when they came on, it wasn't a whole lot of voice
Right.
acting at all. It was a whole lot of action, not a lot of voice.
yeah,
You
right.
were, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Athorian with the Force,
That was great. So again, we have a lot to look forward to next weekend, and that's going to get us a couple episodes of content there just alone.
They better
Especially
give
if
us
they come with a
something.
trailer, man. I'm really hoping for a trailer of sort, not a sizzle reel. I mean, whatever.
At this point, I'll take what I got.
That's the whole thing. It's either going to be at D23. It's going to be in a few months after it. I don't know what movie they can. Thor, maybe. No, it's too soon. Just be for
Thor's
a full
in
trailer.
November.
Yeah,
Thor
it's
is.
too soon
Yeah.
or too late for a
Yeah.
full trailer for episode 8. Because again, we got the teaser. We need our trailer.
I
What's
don't think
next?
so.
Justice League is next, but
You don't
that's
think
Warner
a
Brothers, so
year?
it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think we're getting a full
Black
trailer.
Panther? When's Black Panther?
Well, I don't
coming
think
out?
it matters between
February.
studios
Right.
because trailers will run in front of movie theaters. So different movie theaters have a set of trailers. I don't think it has nothing to do with the featured presentation
Anymore.
moving forward. So they can
Yeah.
show us Star Wars
D23 is all Disney centric. Pixar. They're going to
Yeah.
talk about the new Pixar movie. They're going to talk about the new cartoon,
Oh,
the
yeah.
new
Yeah.
Lion King.
Doing another Lion King?
They're doing the
Live action.
Live action
fuck that.
Lion King.
Okay.
Actually excited
Different
for that.
voices, too,
John
though. You should-
Favreau's doing it, so
Yeah.
should be pretty
Okay.
good. Right.
Okay.
They're just gonna let him
Um,
do all the live action.
Yeah,
Turns
exactly.
out it's probably
They're
smarter.
doing a good job with it. So that's the next one. I mean, they're going to be talking about a lot. Marvel will be that Thor,
Mhm.
Black
Yeah.
Panther,
Yeah.
Infinity War starting.
I was trying to think of a blockbuster movie coming out within the next 2
So as
months.
far
From
as
the
Star
Disney family.
Wars
yeah.
going for D23 though, it's probably just going to be a sizzle reel.
Yeah.
I bet you we still won't get our trailer till
I'm
like
hoping.
September.
September. That seems like way too late.
I like it.
I know, but hey,
So we'll probably just get a sizzle reel. We're going to get the announcement of the next movie.
sure.
So
sure.
what do you
Well,
guys
when
think the
did
next
when did
movie is going to be?
When did the teaser come out? Hold on, real quick. When did the teaser come out?
April.
Celebration. So
April?
April.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're almost 3 months deep right now talking on that.
Yeah.
Give
Right.
us a scissor reel. We can go August,
Exactly.
September,
Well,
October.
And if
Right.
you remember,
Sure.
the Force Awakens, the big trailer that came out for that came out in it came out
A
was
year.
it in November?
The
wasn't
teaser
it?
came out a whole year.
No,
for the
teaser,
Hobbit.
yes, but
Yeah.
not the full trailer. The full trailer was after D23.
6 months
after
into it or something like that.
Comic-Con.
Okay.
Everything, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, it was 6 months
It
and
was
it was
after
online.
again. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. We're
Yeah.
probably going to be waiting. We probably will just get a sizzle reel, and that's about it.
Then I'm
And
okay
then
with
we're
it.
waiting for a trailer.
Well,
But the
Sons of
announcement
bitches.
is going to be the next Star Wars movie. What do you think it's going to be?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah.
You want Obi-Wan?
I don't say I want Obi-Wan
That's
Kenobi,
what I'm
but if Ewan McGregor's willing,
Yes.
why the fuck not?
He is.
I know he's not. I know
Yeah.
he is. I've read
He
all
said,
the articles.
yeah.
Why not? And the only thing I want though is because the only thing I'm not wanting actually is Ewan McGregor stuck on fucking Tatooine. I am done with Tatooine.
Me too.
I am.
You don't like sand?
It's
It
coarse.
gets
it gets
everywhere.
everywhere.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
gets in all the cracks. Yeah,
Indeed. No, I
think
agree.
we live in Tatooine.
I think that's the thing. It's
Yes,
like
we
I don't
do.
think it's necessarily what we
Especially
want, but
lately.
I think all the fingers are pointing to the stars are aligning for a Kenobi movie being Ewan McGregor is in it. I think the internet is pushing for it.
Yeah.
And that very well could be the next movie. And
I'd be
okay,
down with it.
The only other things I could think of that haven't been talked about, because you got the Fett talk, right? You got a Yoda talk, the Jabba gangster movie, the Godfather type movie. I didn't think that would be cool, but I might be okay with that. But we just talked about the animation type stuff. What if we did? They could do a Jedi Academy Luke. They could make him look younger if he lost some more weight, and he could pull off a little bit of Jedi Academy in there, and or a Knights of Ren movie. They're really made for.
Have you guys seen the picture of Sebastian Stan whenever they
Yes,
where they took his hair and they put Luke's hair on Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier?
Oh yeah.
Looks
Holy
just
shit.
like him. Yeah,
it really does.
I'm like, do they doctor that at all more
Well,
than
they can-
they?
there you go.
It looks like it's just his hair, and it looks just like him.
So there we go, young.
Yeah, unbuff him a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Take some muscle off of him and put him in there. He's all right.
I'd be all right with that.
I would be too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Comic-Con's in 2 weeks.
But what did you think was coming out?
Oh.
What do you think's coming out?
I think they're going to announce an Obi-Wan movie.
Kenobi
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, as much as I love the Fett, I don't think it's going to be a Fett. Again, I don't know how they would do a Fett movie. It just seems, so we have what we knew of him, just very little screen time, and he became popular. Everybody loved him. I loved him for the fact of he wasn't on a side, and he was cool as hell. I love how they showed that in the Clone Wars as far as he had a problem with killing people. He knew what had to be done. He was out vengeance for his father. That was a cool backstory. That I like it even more. To go into a movie, though, to say after or even before, like, what are they going to do? I don't know. That'd be hard. I know we talked about young Daniel Logan jumping in, doing a Boba Fett film, and he wants to as well, but...
Of course he does. He needs payday.
Yeah.
But I don't see it happening. It's just how bootleg is against the Han Solo movie. I wouldn't want to see what happens to a Boba because it could actually kill it. Like,
Well,
they
and
could
here's
just
the
make
thing,
him wrong.
too. You can't. Everybody wants the cartoons to tie directly into the movies and all that, like the Boba Fett thing in the Clone Wars. But nobody's going to want to go back and watch the Clone Wars to get those warm, fuzzy feelings about Boba Fett for a Boba Fett movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The difference with Boba Fett is there wasn't enough content for him. So I would be for a Boba Fett movie because there wasn't. I mean, besides him just standing there on the side, what really did he do? A couple lines here, a couple lines there.
Looked badass.
There's a lot of
Looked
stuff
badass.
that
I always thought
there's a lot of stuff that I want to see. That happened to him before.
Sure. I always said if you're going to put Boba Fett in the movie, just make him the villain. Like, make him the villain of the Han Solo movie. That would be...
As for
Make him-
Kenobi, it's like there's not enough backstory to get me interested.
Well,
in
we've
it.
seen a lot of it. I mean, we almost know everything
Like-
up until a Padawan.
Yeah, from the
I
time
mean-
from the time he drops off Luke to the
Yeah.
time
There's-
it's like
You know what?
I
Kenobi
honestly
movie?
I really don't care what happened between that time.
I would love to see a Kenobi movie introducing Mandalore and showing his love with,
Satine.
Satine.
Ray's grandma.
Exactly. Right, because then I could still keep telling
Right.
the story and opening the door. I mean,
I actually heard they're going to do Ahsoka. I just let that out.
Hey, Ahsoka would be
No, that's
that
one of
would
the
be-
ones.
I think I like that too.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Ahsoka
No,
would
that's
be
cool.
good.
Now, like I said earlier, I
Rosario
think I'm
Dawson.
more down for it now. And if they're marketing her in here, I mean, I know they're going to do everybody. Sabine's going to be in there too, but in these Force of Destiny, I could almost see an Ahsoka. I don't know if it would work. I don't know if it would make the money they wanted to make. I don't know if anybody but the fanboys would
Maybe
go
this
see
is the
it.
testing the waters, right? Building up the
Yeah.
girl.
Oh, if you look at it,
base and
it's
the-
not getting a ton of views either. By the way, the Forces of Destiny. I look at that and kind of look at their views. They get a lot, but not like it's a Star Wars trailer popping.
I think everyone's just they have issues with it because it being so cartoony and they don't really get that they're pushing the toy line, the doll line for girls. So
Right.
It's going to have to take them watching Rebels or catching it on Disney to see it and then actually
And to know who Ahsoka
Well,
is, what she's about.
like I said,
jump
it
in,
definitely
jump
has a,
in to
uh,
actually watch them.
a piece of the demographic that it's not going to be watched by a lot. And it's
She'd
gonna
be
be
tough.
watched
You,
by
you-
some,
you
so-
almost have to introduce Ahsoka in another movie, and that ties a whole bunch of different stuff together. Like, She
Sure.
has a book. She's in cartoons. She's in Rebels and Clone Wars. She's in this piece. She's all over the place. But I just don't know if she's a big enough character to hold her own movie. She could be part of something. But
The thing is with the Forces of Destiny thing, they are what they are. They're cartoons geared towards children, towards kids.
right.
Obviously Rebels is a cartoon that's geared towards
Older kids.
and older kids, and us older kids
Yeah.
enjoy that just as much as the younger kids. But obviously these little short cartoons are aimed for the younger kids. So like me, I can just back off and say, okay, I won't watch them because they're not for me.
You're not missing anything, right?
But all all these idiots, crying saying, "Oh, it's not canon," or "Oh, those are cheesy." Well, they're not for you, dude.
Right.
They're for the kids. They're not for you.
Yeah, they're supposed to be campy. There's a reason for it.
100%. So again, let's move on real fast to Comic-Con, which is in 2 weeks. I know we're not getting a lot of the Star Wars things, but there is a lot of exclusive toys, and we're here at Ernie's house, the Fallen Fett, and I want to go upstairs and sleep. Are you gonna grab some of those exclusives that are coming out in Comic-Con?
Well, who's going to Comic-Con?
I know your girl's right there,
Where's
so I don't know.
Evil Diva? No, I'm not getting anything from Comic-Con. What are you talking
I
about?
don't think any of us are going. We're just going to get them scalped.
Money, wasted. God.
Out of the whole list of things that you know of, like what's a must-have for you?
The Thrawn.
Exclusives? The Thrawn Black Series.
The Thrawn. Just because of the trophies that he comes with. I mean, he comes with the Holy Grail.
How much is that going to set back?
That's 80.
That's not bad.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like
130. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that.
Yeah, I thought it was 130.
I thought it was 80.
No, it's 80.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the same thing for the Luke.
Hey. Well, maybe scalped is 130.
The Luke, what's hard with the Luke is that so Thrawn, yes, will be released as a regular figure.
Yes.
There's nothing different about this one except you get his trophy room.
Right.
So it will be a $30 release, and then it has like a special release for exclusive, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's what you're getting is the trophy room.
Got
so
it.
the thing that's hard about the next Black Series vehicles that are coming out, we're going to get Rey Speeder,
right.
and the Comic-Con one is Luke's Land Speeder.
Right.
He comes with his poncho. It's a cloth one, but we've already got that figure, and that was way cheesy. The Figure Arts one blew it away, but you get that figure back. You get a cloth poncho, and the hood lifts up on the Land Speeder, and it's detailed out.
Right.
And it's weathered.
Right.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
For people like ACBA who use it for shots are really going to need that to weather, or you're going to do it yourself and go buy another one. So the thing about that is those are going to retail for $60 in the store. At Comic-Con, they're $80. So $20 and you have an exclusive, it seems like something you're going to want to grab.
Is it out of the reach of people getting it? I mean, Black Series are such like one of those things where
So here's the no. It's even worse than that now, Marco. It's
of course.
Comic-Con Hasbro booth is now it's gone to Funko is now the hardest.
Yes,
but Hasbro is hard. You have to then at night wait in a line,
right,
to get into line to get a ticket to get a time to go maybe purchase it.
Right.
I did Comic-Con for 18 years in a row, and I gave up. I stopped going whenever they introduced that, where you had to wait overnight in a line to get a ticket.
Correct.
Because before it was just the line, you get the ticket, and then you can go in.
The last time I went was the worst experience I ever had at Comic-Con, and that was 2 years ago.
Yes.
When I saw the line outside by the marina, it wraps around. Just to get into Hall H, and that was for not even Hall H at the same day. It was Hall H for the next day, Saturday. And I was like, I can't do this no more.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been going since I was 18.
Yeah.
And before, I used to walk right in and buy your tickets and all that stuff. But now,
remember, you used to be able to sit on the floor and fill out all your paperwork for the next year. And
now you have to wait for a lottery to try and get a ticket. And then your computer spins, and you still wonder, did I get one? Did I get one?
That was the worst experience I've ever had. Like sitting on the computer, and you're trying to refresh, and you're 20,000th in line, and 5 minutes into it, Saturdays are sold out. 4 days are sold out. Friday, I was like,
So no, here's where it's hard to get those Hasbro figures because the Hasbro line is outrageous.
So, but that's exclusive. That's to get it earlier, and you pay $20 more for that chance.
Well, you can only get it there. We can't get.
So you said there's going to be a retail version of it,
but it's not that version. You can go get Luke in his Land Speeder. He's not going to have the poncho. It's not going to be weathered. It's not going to be detailed.
And the hood won't pop up.
The hood won't pop open.
Gotcha.
You can get a Thrawn figure, but it's just Thrawn.
Yeah, gotcha.
You won't get the other.
I'll be happy with Thrawn either way, but I would like the trophy room.
Sure.
Exactly.
I over the last 2 years, since I didn't go to the last two Comic-Cons, I have, knock on wood, been lucky enough to get everything on Hasbro Toy Shop right after the con is over.
Okay.
So like the Obi-Wan and the Kylo Ren and the Stormtrooper and the Jyn Erso and all those, I was lucky enough to get those online right afterwards.
Okay.
And you have to be smart. You have to know what you're doing. You have to sign in beforehand.
Yes.
You have to have all your information ready.
Right.
You have to keep refreshing.
Right.
And hurry and go grab one by one if you have to. Pay. Because if you're going to put in your cart, then go check out, and all of a sudden you go to check out and you're fucking pissed because, sorry, no item in cart. And you're
now,
like,
doing it
what
that way,
just
do you,
happened?
when do they go on sale online? The
It's-
day
you have to
it's
wait.
announced,
Nope.
or okay,
No,
you just have
there's
to wait.
no
for
set
them.
Never
time. You got to
announced.
wait. And luckily, I'm a part of enough Facebook groups that
Sure.
whenever it first gets announced, I was able to
Exactly,
pop
yeah.
on there and
I
get it.
understand that. Yeah.
So that's the only way after to try and get your Throner like that if you can't go. Or there's the eBay prices, which are outrageous. But
It's
as
outrageous, but thinking about what you're
That's what I'm
going
saying.
through,
That's why
the
we-
cost of tickets, the cost of
that's why we
waiting in
try and
line.
explain it.
Yeah.
One, it was a lottery to get in.
Yeah.
Right.
If you can get in. Then you had to wait all night to get a Hasbro booth ticket to go get it.
Yeah.
So these people who ask you, and I've already been hit up, hey, can you hook me up with this? Can you go get me this? No.
Right.
Sorry. And
know,
it's
like-
not, you're trying to be an asshole. It's not even, you don't even know if you can get it. You actually don't anymore. That's the
No.
sad part.
Yeah.
Before you could. Right here, everybody at this table. You want one, Chris? You want
Yes.
one, Mooch?
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll meet you guys after. Bootleg, you want two? Sure.
So the
There was no
aftermarket of
problem.
130, 140 is
They're
it's,
already going for about 125
Yeah, I saw
pre-order
that,
on
yeah.
Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or eBay.
Yeah.
Right.
And you got to figure if you're going to do that because
Right.
this person had to wait in line. Now, there are some of those eBay people out there, though, and I still don't know how to do it because the asshole in front of you is walking away with a case,
Oh, I know.
and you go right up there, and they tell you, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's a limit of 2." He just walked out of here with 2 cases. Who's he?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
He's that guy's
I don't know what
nephew.
you're talking about. Or you get a
I
ticket
got
for
stories, man. I
2
got
o'clock in the
stories.
afternoon,
Yeah.
and okay, Chris was right in front of me. He got his Thrawn, and I'm like, "Can I get 2 Thrawns?" We just sold out for today.
But
What?
I see
Today.
that box right there.
Exactly.
I see that.
So
That's
they
for
can do
tomorrow.
that as well. But I
Yeah.
waited all night just to get this ticket.
Yeah, it's
Sorry. What would you like? We have these My Little Ponies. Would you like that? I mean,
Which
that's
version?
Sure, can I shove it up
Yeah,
your
which
ass?
version?
right. And I've had that happen to me before.
I have it?
I mean, the Optimus Prime was sitting right back there, and I'm all, I want it. It's right there. Just give me that one.
yeah.
No, I can't.
It's a challenge.
Why can't you?
I have money, you have things.
Because
Let me
you
have it.
stopped for today. Try again tomorrow. I'm only here today. That's all I'm here. What do you mean try again tomorrow? Fuck
Yeah.
you. Give me that one right there.
But
No.
then if you're there on Sunday and whatever they've got left over, they just kind of open up the gates and let
Yeah, yeah.
anybody in.
They don't want to go home with it.
And by that time, 90% of what you're after is gone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So as far as 6-inch Black Series, those are the 2 Comic-Con.
No, the
exclusives.
other
Or
one
another
is Commander Gree, but then you can order that on
That's
Toys R
just a
Us
regular figure. There's nothing.
on the holiday of July 20th.
And he is also at a
Okay.
different booth. He's not at the Hasbro Toy Shop booth.
He's on
He'll be at the
Entertainment Earth.
Yeah, Entertainment Earth Toys R Us.
Entertainment
so
Earth.
Entertainment Earth exclusive.
But
on that
Toys
one.
R Us, you can log on July 20th, my birthday. And then order me one. And order yourself one.
Right.
And then,
Order you another one.
yeah,
Another
there
one.
you go. But no,
Gotcha.
there's nothing special about it because then you'll find him online.
Yeah, yeah.
Toys R Us ones aren't so hard to get
No.
after. The Hasbro ones are because everybody's sitting there just waiting. Refresh, refresh, refresh.
Right.
Because even the ones who still bought at the con only got 2, they're still trying to get 2 more
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as they got home. So,
Sure.
going into it, that's what will be there. I mean, Hallmark has gotten crazy and
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
theirs. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They have their ornament this year, little dolls that they do, plush dolls, stuffed dolls.
Right.
Um,
Is Hallmark one with the carded? Is it the carded Pondo Baba? Is it Pondo Baba?
Yes.
Is it? It's like a carded plush.
yes.
Is that
They started
Hallmark?
doing those, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's another.
That series started about 3 Comic-Cons ago.
Okay.
And they're
okay.
going strong.
Gotcha.
Your other one that's really good to get is a Gentle Giant, and they do the bus
Okay.
every year.
Right.
Those skyrocket in price.
There's
as far
2 buses. The Luke and the Vader, right?
Yeah.
Got
They
it.
usually have more than that. Well, okay, and also, though, you can get the Celebration ones that were available at Celebration, which
Okay.
is the
Carried over.
McQuarrie Han Solo. You can get that
Oh,
there.
okay. With the beard.
Yeah. Me
Yeah.
and Joe's favorite are the movie Realization by Bandai, the Samurai picks, the
Yeah, those
Samurai Star Wars ones,
Awesome.
and I got to get that one. It's prototype Boba Fett, so he's all white. So that one I have sitting
Nice.
there, it's the all white version.
Wow.
So
That's cool.
that's going to be, I got to try and get that. Yeah, there's going to be a mall coming out. I can't wait to see photos and pictures and see it myself when I go of the new movie Realization coming out. Django's supposed to be coming out. They're a great line. If you guys really want to see what we're talking about, go to look up on IG and look up Sergeant Bananas. And he has amazing shots with these figures that he does. And that's a great line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you guys collect the pops. So what on the pops world? What's anything exclusive coming out of the Comic-Con for pops?
Nothing you'll be able to get at Comic-Con.
Nothing again.
That is even worse. There
Is it
was a
really?
time you could walk by Funko and, hey,
Yeah,
You could actually walk in.
I'll grab one of those. You know what? Let me get one for my friend Chris as well. I think he'll like this. Forget it, dude. They're even worse now than Hasbro.
I'm gonna pay an arm and a leg to get that Snoke.
Yes.
It's gonna kill. me.
Well, we got to see. So badass. We got to see. I'm hoping that that's going to be available at retail.
I heard they are.
Well,
I
it's
think
only
they-
select ones.
Yeah, it was
So-
the Snoke and what else? Not the Leia.
Leia's a
and R2.
2-pack. Leia and R2 is a 2-pack.
That should have come out with the droid pack in the Smuggler's Bounty. That's
It
what everybody
should've.
assumed it had been.
Yeah.
Right? Not the 40th anniversary. Sorry, not the droid pack.
So we have the Theodore Snoke on his throne chair.
That looked awesome.
And he's the Hollow. Then we have Leia and R2. And what were the other ones? Those like bobblehead looking things.
I just completely lost it.
The top ones. They're like skinny in a box. They're about 6 inches tall.
oh yeah, but there was the wobblers. But there was another pop.
Was there? Hold on, I'm getting.
Yeah, those
to
were
it
two
right
big
now.
ones. But there was a regular size one.
I'm really disappointed that it's not Hasbro doing the helmets. Instead, it's Anvios, and those are
Novos is good.
expensive
They're-
as hell.
but
Yeah,
they're
you just
really
can't
good.
afford them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
about
mean,
$300, $400.
you're looking for.
50 first approved.
Oh,
gives
it's
a
gonna be
shit, right?
what's his name from Rogue One?
Oh, Bodhi.
Bodhi. Thank you.
Ah,
that's who the other one is.
He's on
Okay.
TV right now.
And,
Right,
Aw,
um,
poor Bodhi.
Well,
the one that I was disappointed about is Petco is re-releasing that Boba Fett. It's a stuffed animal for a dog, a dog chew toy that I got last year, and I have one of the very first ones made, and I just saw it on a pop-up, and that thing sells for like $500 on eBay.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I'm like, bad. I have two. Cool.
wow.
So
One for the dog and one for you.
There you go.
yeah. Well, the thing is now they're re-releasing it at Comic-Con. That sucks as a collector to know that I had this rare piece that even when you type it on eBay, it rarely comes up. And I'm like, bad. That's like, one of your focal points of your collection. Like,
Yeah.
check this out.
Right.
And now that's being re-released at this Comic-Con.
Gotcha.
So that kind of sucks.
Not monetarily wise, just collection wise. It's like pride wise.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
But
Take
then
your
there's
extra one, sell it, and then you can afford to buy the other
But there's
Comic
that,
Con.
Right.
there's that
Yeah.
catch-22, right? You want it
Right.
to be available so you can grab them, but then you also want the scarcity of it being valuable for
Yeah,
yourself.
it's-
You're like
Yeah.
you said, like a
It's tricky.
centerpiece. But that's the scary parts about exclusives and the toy collecting
Yeah,
world.
and
as
especially the Comic-Con ones,
Yeah.
guys. They're hard. So if you have a friend
That's what
and
she
you've
said.
asked them for something, go apologize.
opposed- yeah, right. Yeah,
and
it's-
then re-ask the right way and see if it happens.
Yeah.
And if you have to pay somebody that extra price, realize what they have to go through to get it.
right.
Because it's not just you're waiting in line and you grab it. It's not like you're just walking into Walmart, grabbing it off the shelf.
Correct. Yeah.
You're fighting people.
No, this is
you're
a
fighting
chore. It's a
scalpers.
challenge. It's something that you're lucky, and to just grab it and give it to your friend. You're like, I did that for.
I've got a couple of friends that are going, and I said, "Here's the money.
Right.
If you happen
yeah.
to be in that line, do not get in that line for me specifically. But if you happen to be in that line,
Right.
please pick up that GI Joe thing for me. Thank you."
Right.
You didn't get it when you were a kid? Sears catalog, 1983?
I didn't.
Come
I did. I've got the
on.
repro that Y&J Toys did, something like that, and it's good enough. It works for me. I'm not going to spend $600 on a piece of cardboard.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
The one you got will last longer. Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I
See, we watched the
think
video.
I think we can wrap it up with that. And
What?
yeah,
It's
I
so
mean,
early.
It's no. Well,
Oh wow.
God, Chris.
Damn it.
Let's wrap it up.
Did
guys.
you have something on your mind,
Yeah,
Chris?
No, I'm good.
Let's cut
Unless
it.
you want to go to a snow. No, we can do the snow theory next week. We'll do that.
Thank you guys for coming. I want to thank Scott very much for coming.
Yes,
The invite's always open for you. Every time you get a chance, man, come in and
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. And we'll look forward to all the podcasts of Nerds with Attitude, and hopefully you can start squeeze in some more Star Wars talk in there and say, hey guys, I got stuff to come up.
Fingers crossed, man.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
You can always hope. There's always hope.
All right, cool.
Podcasts are built on hope.
Podcasts are building on. That's good. That's good.
Our next shirt.
No.
Nice. Mike, take
Do
it away,
it.
buddy.
Hey guys, listen.
Hey,
thanks
Mike, you're here today?
Thanks for 400 followers. Can we get an amen?
Hey.
That was a treat for us on Instagram. That was a treat for us. We were hoping to get
2.
400 by when we first got 2, we were like, yeah, this is amazing, right? We appreciate that. Then when we got 3, we were just like, this is so much fun. We got 4, and we're just like, dude, this is like living the dream.
No, I meant 2, not 100. Like 2
like
followers.
2 followers.
Like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Anyhow, appreciate you guys. Thanks for leaving messages. Thanks for leaving comments. You guys, that means the world to us. And we love reading them. We go back and forth and we talk about it, and we bring it up in our shows, and we want to make sure that we show an appreciation to you guys. And anyhow, follow us and like us on Instagram and Facebook. For you figure posing, follow bootleg_Joe760, and for all you figure lovers, Fallen Fett, and check out Toy Migos for the discussion of all things figures. Check out Raw Live Unedited with I wanted to you Ernie, take over for Raw Live Unedited. I'm having a hard time.
Well, we're part of the Raw Live crew, and you can check out rawlivepod.com. And with that, we just got a whole family of shows. Our newest one to the table just joined us last week is who, Mike?
Oh, it was I didn't write that down.
The Go Figure podcast.
The Go Figure podcast. I was trying to swing it back to
That's
Mike.
okay.
Let's go. We got the Go Figure podcast, and our family has grown. We were introduced right before them, which was great. Now it's almost like on a daily we have content coming out on Raw Live Unedited with such shows as They're Not Dolls, The Podcasting Dead, The Weekend RLU, What's Worth Watching, Talk of Fire and Ice when Game of Thrones comes back. That's with Cheney 180 and Rich. So just look up rawlivepod.com for a whole slew of content anytime for your listening pleasure.
And again, last but not least, check out Nerds with Attitudes. We appreciate you, Scott. Thanks for coming out and joining us. And I think we had a great show, you guys. Line talk for sure.
All right.
The Sarlacc Digest is in no way affiliated with Lucasfilm or Disney. We talk Star Wars, we live Star Wars, we breathe Star Wars. But the trademarks are properties of the respective owners, etc., etc. So, you lose! Good day, sir! I said good day!